Man, the Packers did what? In the first round? They got a quarterback? When we don't need a quarterback to go to the Super Bowl, we've got one? With all the needs that the Packers have right now, and they picked a quarterback in the first round. Now, this pick has its upsides and it has its downsides, and those are the topic for tonight, so stick around. This video is brought to you by Packer Fan Cave. Everything you need to turn your man cave into a Packer Fan Cave. You can check them out at packerfancave.net. There is a link in the description below this video. So the Packers picked up Jordan Love with the first pick in the 2020 draft. And, you know, he's a talented young player. And I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. You know, but like I said, this pick has its upsides and its downsides. So on the downside of this pick, when you've got a team that was 13-3 last year and made it to the NFC Championship game and was that close to the Super Bowl, and you're thinking, you know, coming into this next season, we're that close to the Super Bowl and we just needed a couple of pieces to push us that little extra bit. You know, when we could really use a receiver right now, we could use an inside linebacker right now and some depth on the offensive line. You know, that pick wasn't exactly what most of us were expecting. And, you know, you can definitely see the downside to picking somebody that's not going to help us this year. You know, and another downside to that pick is that it reminds us that Aaron Rodgers isn't going to be on the team forever. You know, we've enjoyed watching him play for a long time here in Green Bay, and it's going to be hard dealing with the transition. It was hard before when we watched it happen from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, and it's going to be hard again when you have a player that's been with your team so long and he's been so consistently good. Aaron Rodgers is going to go down as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, if not the greatest quarterback of all time. I would argue that if he wins one more Super Bowl, there's a good chance that most people are going to consider him the greatest quarterback of all time. You know, and that when you've had that guy on your team and he's been there for so long, it is hard to know that you've got to transition to a future that is going to not involve him anymore. You know, so this pick definitely had its downsides, but there's upsides to the pick too. You know, and when you watch the highlights of this kid, he's got a strong arm. You know, he's accurate with downfield passes. He seems to have a good pocket awareness. You know, I think he's got a really high ceiling, and I'm excited to see down the road what kind of quarterback he turns into. You know, one other thing I noticed in the highlights is that his throwing style, he likes to throw off his back foot, and at times he likes to throw with both feet off the ground. This is, you know, something that we're used to seeing with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers is that throwing with both feet off the ground, throwing off your back foot. So I think this kid is going to be the perfect fit to follow Aaron Rodgers, you know, and it's nice to think that we may have found our third Hall of Fame quarterback in a row for the Green Bay Packers. That's an exciting thought right there, you know. And on another bright note, you know, yeah, we need a receiver right now, but the Packers traditionally haven't picked up receivers in the first round. When you look at Devontae Adams and Greg Jennings and James Jones and Jordy Nelson, all of those guys were second or third round picks. You know, and I expect to see the Packers pick somebody up in one of the next couple of rounds. Probably in the second round, we're probably going to see them pick up a receiver. You know, and like I've definitely seen them pick up some good talent in later rounds. We're probably going to come out of this draft with a couple of receivers, and I'm liking to think that Gutekunst knows what he's doing and believes that the talent that we need is going to be there in the next couple of rounds, and the talent that we need at depth on offensive line could be there in later rounds. What do you guys think out there? Do you like the pick? Do you not like the pick? Are you like me, have kind of mixed emotions about it, where maybe you don't like the pick that much right now, but you're going to like that pick in the future? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up button on this video. Subscribe to this channel. Share this video with all of your friends. And for the Packer Fan Network, I am Mark Schneider.